Imagine this a man standing on the edge of a decision that could change his life forever. He's struggling, overwhelmed by the weight of his circumstances. In this moment, every part of him is calling for relief, but it feels impossible. The world seems too heavy to bear. But then something unexpected happens. Someone steps into his life, and in less than a minute, everything shifts. His life is no longer hanging by a thread. What if I told you that in a single minute you can make a difference so profound it could save someone's life? Yes, in just 60 seconds, a simple yet powerful intervention can be the difference between someone losing hope and finding a reason to fight for their future. But here's the real question: what would it take for you to step in when someone's life hangs in the balance? Every decision you make in life, no matter how small, carries immense weight. We often underestimate the power of a single moment, but it can have profound consequences. In less than a minute, you can make a choice that shifts the entire course of your life, or even saves it. This is not an exaggeration, it's a reality that countless people have experienced. Think about it: a split-second decision to reach out to someone in need, to offer a word of encouragement, or to take a stand in a critical moment. Each of these decisions can create a ripple effect that extends far beyond that moment. This kind of impact doesn't depend on the time it takes, it depends on the intention and authenticity behind it. When you make a momentary decision with purpose, it often carries more weight than hours spent planning or days spent pondering. It's about recognizing that we all have the capacity to step up when the moment calls for it, and that the decisions we make in these fleeting moments are often the ones that define our lives and the lives of others. In times of crisis or challenge, we often find ourselves feeling powerless or overwhelmed. But it's exactly in those moments that we have the greatest opportunity to make a difference. A simple action, a brief moment of connection, or even a thought-out word of encouragement can turn the tide for someone who feels lost or hopeless. This isn't just about saving a person's life, it's about restoring their faith in humanity, giving them a reason to keep pushing forward when everything feels dark. Every moment holds the potential for change. It could mean the difference between someone choosing to fight through their problems or giving up altogether. We may not always recognize the significance of a decision at the time, but when you reflect back, you often see how a single moment, an offhand comment, or a quick gesture led to a turning point that changed everything. This is why it's so crucial to be mindful of the choices we make and the impact they can have. Whether it's stepping in to help someone in need, expressing empathy to someone who's struggling, or even choosing to challenge an injustice, these are the moments that define who we are and shape our world. They are not just opportunities for change, they are opportunities to lead, to inspire, and to make a difference. And it doesn't take a grand plan or years of effort. It can happen in a split second. The power of momentary decisions is something that cannot be understated. It's the ability to see an opportunity and act upon it that often separates those who make an impact from those who watch the world pass them by. Life is not a passive experience. We don't just drift along waiting for things to happen to us. Instead, every moment presents an opportunity for us to shape our reality, to choose the path we want to walk, and to determine how we respond to the challenges and joys we encounter. Whether we realize it or not, our actions are the sculptors of our future. Every decision, no matter how seemingly insignificant, ripples through our lives and creates a series of outcomes that eventually define who we become. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or for circumstances to align. It's about recognizing the power you hold to act right now in this very moment. The choices we make, big or small, have a compounding effect. When we take action, we move closer to the life we desire, even if we can't always see the end result immediately. Every time we choose to take that step forward, we open up a new possibility, a new avenue that we can explore. Think about all the times you've made a choice, no matter how minor it seemed at the time, and later realized how deeply it affected your life. A conversation with a stranger, a small act of kindness, or even a decision to pursue a new goal can lead to unexpected and transformative outcomes. Life is shaped by action because action is what creates momentum. Without it, we remain stagnant, stuck in the same place and unable to evolve. But once we begin to act, we unlock potential we never knew we had. Action doesn't always require grand gestures or monumental efforts. Sometimes it's the simplest decision that sets everything into motion. Maybe it's making a call you've been putting off, reaching out to someone who needs support, or saying yes to an opportunity you've been hesitant to embrace. These are the moments that shift the course of your life in subtle yet profound ways. Moreover, actions not only shape our personal journeys, but influence the world around us. Every time we step up to make a difference, even in the smallest of ways, we create a ripple effect. Our actions inspire others to take action. And that collective energy has the power to change entire communities, even the world. Think of the countless individuals who throughout history took action in the face of adversity and made a lasting impact. Their actions didn't just change their own lives, they changed the course of history, leaving a legacy for generations to come. Ultimately, it's clear that life is not something that just happens to us, it is something we create with every choice we make. When we act with purpose and intention, we shape not just our own future, but also the future of those around us. Every action, no matter how small, builds upon the one before it, creating a pathway toward a life of fulfillment, meaning and impact. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment, it's about seizing the moment you have right now and understanding that every choice you make holds the potential to create something extraordinary. There's a profound and undeniable truth: we are all far stronger than we often give ourselves credit for. Deep within each of us lies an untapped well of power, the capacity to face even the toughest challenges and rise above them. This inner strength is something we all possess, though it may lie dormant until we find ourselves in a moment that calls for us to step up. It's not the absence of fear or doubt that defines true strength, but the ability to move forward despite them. When we tap into this inner reservoir of strength, we realize that we have the ability to turn our most difficult moments into stepping stones toward growth, resilience, and transformation. Our inner strength often becomes most apparent in times of adversity. It is in the face of obstacles and difficulties that we are forced to confront ourselves and dig deep within. When the external world feels uncertain, our ability to find stability and strength within ourselves becomes our greatest asset. This is the moment when we discover just how much we can endure, how much we can overcome. Often we look at external sources of inspiration or rely on others for strength, but the truth is that we are the ones who have the power to change our reality, to transform our situation, and to rise above the challenges life throws at us. What makes this strength so remarkable is that it's not something that can be given to us, it's something we must claim for ourselves. It's not about waiting for permission to be powerful or waiting for someone else to show us the way. It's about realizing that we already have everything we need inside of us to face whatever comes our way. We simply have to believe in it. That belief in ourselves, that trust in our own ability to navigate hardship, is the foundation of true strength. When we embrace it, we stop seeing challenges as insurmountable barriers and begin to view them as opportunities for growth. Sometimes we forget just how much we are capable of. We become so accustomed to the struggles we face that we begin to see them as normal, as inevitable. But the truth is, you have the power to rise above them. It's not about avoiding difficulties, but about cultivating the mindset and inner resilience that allow you to face them with confidence. When you tap into this power, you realize that no matter how daunting the task ahead may seem, you have everything within you to handle it. You are capable of achieving things you never thought possible simply by trusting in your own inner strength. When we harness our inner strength, we not only change our own lives, but we also become a source of strength for others. By showing up for ourselves, by choosing to face life head on, we inspire those around us to do the same. Our strength becomes contagious. We lead by example, showing others that they too have the power to overcome their own struggles. The beauty of this inner strength is that it doesn't diminish with use, it grows stronger the more we tap into it. Each challenge we face builds our capacity to handle the next, and the more we trust in ourselves, the more we come to realize just how powerful we truly are. Harnessing our inner strength isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving, growing, and transforming into the person we were always meant to be. Kindness is often viewed as a simple feel-good gesture, something we do when we're in a good mood or when it's easy. But the truth is, kindness has the power to create a ripple effect that extends far beyond the initial act. It's a force that transcends its immediate moment and spreads, reaching places we may never see and people we may never know. The act of kindness, no matter how small, can have an enormous impact, setting off a chain reaction that touches lives in profound and unexpected ways. Every time you choose kindness, you not only improve someone's day, but you may very well alter the trajectory of their entire life. Imagine the power of one kind gesture. A simple smile to a stranger, a word of encouragement to a colleague, or a helping hand to someone in need. These moments might seem insignificant in isolation, but they often carry far more weight than we realize. When someone receives kindness, it creates a sense of warmth and connection that may be exactly what they need in that moment. For some, a small act of kindness can be a turning point, a moment of light in an otherwise dark time. And when that person experiences the impact of kindness, they're far more likely to pay it forward, continuing the cycle of goodwill. The beauty of kindness is that it multiplies. The more we practice it, the more it spreads. One person's kindness can inspire others to act kindly, creating a community of empathy and support that grows stronger with each new act. This ripple effect doesn't just change individual lives, it has the potential to transform entire communities. Kindness fosters connection, trust, and understanding. In a world where people often feel isolated or disconnected, kindness is the thread that ties us all together. It's the reminder that despite our differences, we all share a common humanity and the ability to care for one another. What's truly remarkable about kindness is that it doesn't require grand gestures or enormous acts. It can be found in the smallest of actions. It's the simple choice to listen when someone needs to talk, to offer a word of comfort when someone is struggling, or to provide help without expecting anything in return. These actions may not seem like much in the grand scheme of things, but the impact they have is immeasurable. You might never fully understand how much your kindness has affected someone, but that's not the point. The point is that it does, and it can change everything for someone who needs it most. The ripple effect of kindness is also deeply personal. When we give kindness to others, we not only improve their lives, but we also enrich our own. Acts of kindness foster a sense of fulfillment and purpose, reinforcing our own sense of well-being and happiness. It reminds us that we are part of something larger than ourselves, that our actions have meaning, and that we have the ability to make the world a better place, one small gesture at a time. In this way, kindness becomes a cycle that benefits everyone involved, both the giver and the receiver. We often underestimate the power of a simple act of kindness, thinking it's too small to matter or too insignificant to create real change. But in reality, it's these small moments that have the greatest impact. When you choose to be kind, you are not just improving one person's day, you are sending ripples out into the world that can touch countless lives. And that's the true power of kindness, its ability to connect us all and create lasting change, one ripple at a time. Crisis, by its very nature, feels overwhelming. It's that moment when everything seems to fall apart, when the world feels like it's crashing down around you, and there's no clear path forward. In times of crisis, the instinct is often to retreat, to hide, to shut down in an attempt to avoid the pain or the fear that comes with it. But what if I told you that crisis is not just something to survive, it's something that can be used to propel you forward, to unlock opportunities you never thought possible? What if the challenges you face are not roadblocks, but stepping stones to something greater? The truth is that crises have the potential to force us to change. When everything is turned upside down, we are often forced to look at our lives, our choices, and our direction in a new light. It's in the midst of uncertainty and hardship that we are given the chance to transform, to reinvent ourselves and our circumstances. Crises are not just disruptive events, they are invitations to become more resilient, to tap into our inner resources, and to make choices that will lead us to a brighter future. It's in these moments of crisis that we can uncover strengths and opportunities that would have otherwise remained hidden. Turning a crisis into an opportunity requires a shift in mindset. Rather than viewing it as something negative or something to be avoided, we can choose to see it as a catalyst for growth. Think of every challenge as a challenge to grow stronger, to learn more, and to build a better version of yourself. The most successful people in history have often faced the toughest trials, but what set them apart was their ability to use those difficult moments as fuel for their success. In every crisis, there is the seed of opportunity, a chance to rethink what's possible and to create something new. When we view a crisis as an opportunity, we stop feeling like victims of circumstance. We stop letting external events control our lives. Instead, we take back the power to decide how we will respond. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to test our resilience, to learn new skills, to adapt and pivot. It's a moment to reassess our goals and our values and to take bold action toward what truly matters. In the face of crisis, we can choose to reinvent ourselves, to shed old ways of thinking, and to emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. Moreover, the process of turning crisis into opportunity often leads to innovation. In times of difficulty, we are forced to think outside the box, to be creative, and to find new solutions to old problems. Crisis creates a sense of urgency that sparks innovation, whether it's within ourselves, our businesses, or our communities. It pushes us to think differently, to challenge the status quo, and to create new paths where none existed before. In fact, many of the world's most groundbreaking innovations were born out of crises, whether economic, social, or personal. The ability to see a crisis as an opportunity for change is what differentiates those who merely survive from those who thrive. Ultimately, every crisis is a chance to redefine your life. It's an opportunity to let go of the old and make room for something better. It's a chance to step into your own power and take control of the narrative of your life. The challenges we face are not roadblocks, they are opportunities to create new possibilities. It's about seeing the silver lining in every storm, understanding that the toughest moments often lead to the most profound transformations. The next time you face a crisis, remember it's not something to endure, it's an opportunity to grow, evolve, and ultimately create something better than you ever thought possible. In life, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that change is something that happens to us, not something we create. We often wait for the right circumstances, the perfect timing, or an external force to come along and make things better. But the truth is, you hold the key to transformation within yourself. It's not about waiting for someone else to change your life or for life to align perfectly with your desires. You have the power right here and right now to transform your reality. The question is, are you willing to take ownership of that power and use it? The key to transformation is understanding that it begins with you. Change doesn't come from waiting for the world to be different. It comes from looking inward, examining your beliefs, and taking deliberate actions that align with your vision. When you realize that you have the ability to create the life you want, everything shifts. You stop being a passive observer and become an active participant in shaping your destiny. You begin to see opportunities where before there were only obstacles. And you start to take steps that move you closer to the life you dream of. Many people live their lives feeling stuck or trapped, believing that their circumstances are out of their control. But this mindset keeps them bound by limitations that aren't real. You can't always control what happens to you, but you absolutely control how you respond. When you take responsibility for your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you unlock a power that has always been there, waiting for you to claim it. The key to transformation lies in your ability to decide what your next step will be, no matter how uncertain or uncomfortable it may feel. It's about taking that first step toward change, knowing that it's the decision to move forward that sets everything in motion. Transformation often begins with a shift in perspective. It's about choosing to see yourself as capable of change and believing that you can overcome any challenge that stands in your way. When you shift your mindset from one of limitation to one of possibility, the world around you starts to reflect that change. You become more resourceful, more resilient, and more open to new opportunities. You stop waiting for the perfect moment because you realize that the perfect moment is now. The key to transformation is not something external. It's the internal decision to take control, to believe in yourself, and to take action. Another important aspect of holding the key to transformation is understanding that the journey is just as important as the destination. Change doesn't happen overnight, and the road to transformation can be messy and difficult. But the obstacles and setbacks you face along the way are not signs of failure, they are part of the process. Every challenge you overcome strengthens your character, sharpens your focus, and prepares you for the next level of your journey. The key to transformation is persistence and resilience. It's about staying the course, even when things get tough, and trusting that every step forward, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to the life you want to create. Ultimately, transformation is not about becoming someone else, it's about becoming the best version of who you already are. It's about shedding the old beliefs and behaviors that no longer serve you and embracing the truth of your potential. You already have the power within you to transform your life. All it takes is the courage to believe in yourself, to take that first step, and to keep moving forward. When you hold the key to transformation, the possibilities are endless. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to take action. And once you do, you'll be amazed at just how much power you truly hold.